draft and history being made just a short while ago.
Absolutely. All eyes were on Michael Sam today, who came out openly as gay before the NFL Combine, waiting to hear his name called in the NFL Draft. He had that happen just a few moments ago. Here's Michael Sam as he got the call from the St. Louis Rams telling him they were taking him with the 249th pick of this year's NFL Draft. Obviously very emotional. He has been emotional throughout this entire process. Was originally projected as a mid to late round pick, but his stock reportedly fell after a subpar showing at the Combine. The SEC Defensive Player of the Year last year. An amazing moment.
All right, folks, joining us now is Jared Max, sportscaster and commentator. Hello, Jared.
Steve, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. And for those who do not know, Jared is openly gay. Came out on the air on ESPN Radio, as a matter of fact, several years ago. All right, your reaction to him being select? Yeah.
You know, it was just about 3 years ago, and you wonder today, reaction, how different times already have, how much we've changed in 3 years. Because when I came out, all of a sudden it was this. I'm telling you, it was an international story. I was reading tweets about me all around the world. People were contacting me from news organizations all around the place, straight media, gay media, whatnot. Now we're dealing with professional football players, and the story has definitely advanced. So just on that, I didn't want to interject, but you bring up, I think, something a good point.
No, I do want to ask you, though, Michael is you know, there he was crying and he was so thankful, but now he's feeling his oats, I guess, and he says that from last season alone, I should have been in the first 3 rounds. He's thinking about every team that passed on him and how he's going to sack their quarterback. He talks about himself in the third person. You know, only people who in the war rooms know, they say they saw Michael Sam the day after he scrapped, blah, blah, blah. You know, and now it turns out if it wasn't for Jeff Fisher, probably he wouldn't have been picked by them at all.
Well, one thing, Steve, is that the Rams are one of 4 teams who were reported to have been interested to sign Michael Sam to a free agent contract in case they didn't get him to draft. The Giants, I believe the Ravens and the Bears as well. Him saying these
but how do you react to his how do you react to his
Steve, let me ask you this.
Pounding his chest now?
That's what I'm saying. He's a football player, right? You know what I think happens is that maybe he's doing this on purpose to let people know, hey, listen, I know that you first, when you look at me, you see Michael Sam, the gay player. He's maybe reminding everybody, I'm just like everybody, or not everybody else, but there are a lot of chest-pounding guys who play all sports, but particularly in the NFL. And Michael Sam, I mean, not for nothing, that sounds like, you know, roll the tape of Richard Sherman talking to Aaron Andrews. You know, it's Michael Sherman in a much more watered-down format of that, but still essentially saying, "Hey, I'm going to blow by you. You teams who didn't pick me, I'm coming after you." And that's what I would expect from football players. Some people probably get a little bit hung up on the thought, "Oh, wait, this is the gay guy." Well, he's also, you know, a football player who happens to be gay.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, he wants to be known as a football player, yet, you know, he's focusing the attention on himself right now. I think anybody, he hasn't proven himself anywhere. The consensus was he had a terrible combine, and he was about to go possibly unpicked in the entire NFL draft. He would have been signed as a free agent, you're right. And yet here he is without having played a game, telling people they'll be sorry and I'm going to get your quarterback and, you know, and Michael Sam this and Michael Sam that. I could see it from Sherman, and I thought what Sherman said was crazy. And he's not gay, so I'm an equal opportunity picker-honor. But, I mean, for a guy in his position especially, you know, being the first gay, is this the attitude he wants to have going out there?
I don't know. You know, I don't know if he's pulling his own strings on this one. He's certainly surrounded by a pretty large camp of folks. Obviously, he's setting himself up. He's there in camp with everybody else, has the opportunity to make the team. What happens early in camp, if we see that he's not good enough, then he would get cut early on and hopefully catch on with another team for another shot, or be around all through camp and hopefully be there on, you know, on the roster week 1 of the season.
All right, you saw the kiss. I'm sure you saw the kiss, and the kiss wasn't just one kiss. Then they had the cake and the very open mouth kiss and the whole thing. A lot of people. I heard Ellis Hennigan. I heard Don Lemon say that he was taken aback. He said there wasn't anything wrong with that, but he said it took him aback. Ellis Hennigan, who's a big liberal on CNN, said, a lot of people were taken aback, and at the very least by that. Kids were watching. Again, was this the proper thing for him to do, do you believe?
The kids, they shouldn't see two men kissing because it just might be part of real life. That part I don't like, Steve. I do believe more than anything, the most good that that kiss did, that kiss scene around the world, is that I think it helps maybe desensitize. It'll only help desensitize. The people who, in my mind, I would say are so far gone, there's no helping that somebody's going to come around and all of a sudden be a PFLAG member, so to speak. I'm speaking specifically.
But there are parents who wouldn't let their kids watch a movie, or they would want to know if there was men kissing in a movie that way before they would let their kids watch a movie. Here they're watching the NFL draft, and all of a sudden this is sprung upon them. You think that's right?
One parent I was reading, a friend I'm friends with who works in the media, was commenting on how their 9-year-old, they went to go explain to their 9-year-old what was going on, and the 9-year-old said, "But Mom, I don't get it. What's the big deal?" So I think, and this is one again.
Yeah, I understand that, but that, and we're out of time. Actually, we got 30 seconds. But as a parent, I would like that left to me. If I had a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old that I was watching the draft with, or an 8-year-old, I would like that left to me. And maybe that's just me, but I'm sure a lot of parents would feel the same way.
Listen, my parents, they know that I'm gay. I'm not necessarily comfortable kissing another man in front of my parents because it might make them.
There you go. Jared, we'll continue this. Jared, I love you. Speak to you later. Jared Max, ladies and gentlemen, don't go away.
In